Meeting of the Site Plan Review Committee. My name is Frank Strigi, Chairman and City Planner. To my left is Louis Cavagnaro, Building Inspector. To my right is Nick Rystrom, City Engineer. And to his right is Paul Cheever, Deputy Fire Chief, and Mark Block, City Plumbing Inspector. So the first item on the agenda today is 93 Bennington Street. You want to come forward and present your plans. Introduce yourself.
Hi, Carrie Ann Green, Ambrosio Brown LLP. I'm here today with Caleb Manchester, Advanced Ventures, Andrew Tuccio, and
Eric from Engineering Lines.
Okay, so you have received your variances from the ZBA. Those have all been recorded. And, that's why you have it before us. So this is the first time Site Plan Review Committee looking at the final site plan. So before it was denied. So why don't you, whoever's going to make the presentation and the plan.
Got it. Let's say you go through. So this is the this is location of the property is 83 for the existing site is vacant. There's a little bit of pavement, gravel here. The rest is basically just grass over. This is the color of the existing condition. So this is all that grass area. Here, your little pavement pieces of gravel back here. Once the MBTA line rear here, there is a border vegetated wetland just off the back. Over here, and a big center back. So the proposed project is a 114 unit mixed use development. So that's this orange brown color here. That's the building. There will be 114. We have exactly 114 surface spaces. There are stackable spaces here on the interior. We've got exterior spaces all along the rear. There'll be one-way access to the site as you come down Bennington Street, come up through the building to access all this parking. Then come back up this side and exit over this way. There'll be some improvements along the front of the street. So basically, we'll put a cement concrete sidewalk along the front here with access to each doorway to the building. We'll put some green space in the front with street trees as well. This will be regraded to have access to the building. There'll be some pavers in the back here, just for access from a loading area, and then there'll be some lighting along here as well. Transformer will be located in the back corner here. We'll work with on just ensuring that location.
Just for reference, this is the dimensions of the lot size.
Sure. Yeah. The lot size is 30,000 square feet. It's 100 feet along. 300 feet along the front, and then 100 feet along.
So the photographs go through.
This is grading the utility plan. So have 6-inch water, 6-inch fire connect to the C1.
Before we get into the utilities,
Sure. Okay.
we'll just do a summary of the layout of the garage,
Yeah.
the driveway width, and what we have for aisle width.
You got it. So driveway aisle width will be 18 feet. This 19 feet here, but it'll be 18 feet coming in. There's it's 20 feet to the building on the other side, but there'll be a driveway aisle width. This is 20. This is 24. 22.
22 column.
Yeah, one way coming through this way. To get it all one way all the way through here.
So you actually pull in, and then you're actually outside of the building footprint.
Right.
You open air. The building footprint tomorrow. And then it continue down the exterior of 4 bags of tandem stack, back-to-back stack. Gets a few parking below, 1 3, 1 above, we have 15 foot floor. We have the height to allow that.
Yeah, they leave the buildings, these podium style spaces, so we can pull into the building. Parking will actually be underneath the building. That's all porous asphalt. It's not steel.
So we do have mechanical parking system requirements as part of our ordinance, so we're going to review the mechanical parking system, look at the specs for that.
Yep.
And
I think we have a copy.
review it in accordance with our ordinance and sure it meets all our standards.
How far below grade is the lowest parking level?
It's all I agree.
No, the mechanicals don't have a pit below.
Oh, is there?
The pit in this one here, I think it's the gray area without the pit. It is a stairway leading directly down to the pit.
During a 100-year flood, probably 3 years ago, we had 2 feet of water on Benetton Street.
Yep.
What have we looked at in terms of the time?
We're gonna have pumps in there that'll pump the water out of there, so they will, we're going to dry level. We're studying right now, if we want to try to drive, like, you know, go after the barricades as well. But the barricades, we have to step, get all the cars out there.
You're talking about permanent dewatering for that pit?
Yeah, in the event of a storm, we'll have something in there that'll slowly pull the water out.
How deep below?
About 8 feet, 8.5 feet, yeah.
You may have groundwater that you'll have to do though.
We are, yeah.
Not during the storm event, but on regular basis.
The design right now is a good one. Blindside waterproof. It's a big mat slab under here, so it's big slab underneath this, where the hydrostatic pressure is coming up. Blindside waterproof, but free proof underneath, and we're also putting pristine coating in the mix with Velcro suspenders for the whole slab and the wall.
So what should you water to get to the slab? Sheet pile, what do you do to get to that slab?
We're working through that right now. We're working on like site classification measures and so that's all.
Your discharge point for your pumps, yeah, that's in your utility design somewhere?
It's in progress. We're already decided on it.
All right, so you got 18, how wide are your drive wides on either side?
These are, so they're 18 feet here, when you come in here, it's 20 feet property line.
Yeah, okay,
So this,
well,
so this drive aisle is 18 feet, you see where it bumps out here, where you come in here, I believe it's 14 feet at the road, and then bumps out to 18 for traffic all the way through, back up to 14.
So what's my height going through the building?
You have, overhead door, that'll have 8 foot clearance for van accessible parking. We will not allow for truck inside or accessible parking inside.
That's one way and one way out.
That's correct.
So close garage?
Open garage, so it's fully open, but these are a series of songs, you're pulling in, directly outside here, all within the truck.
Someone's done the percentage calculus.
Yes, yeah, and then this part here, appropriate, remember what you can do for looking.
So you can only access those interior spaces from inside the building. Around the building.
Around the parking here, so then
So further that, so you have screening in the front and the back, cars basically going through. So someone really living in the building could actually get into the garage.
the only way someone can actually get into the garage, you know, over there, is back or ran in when the car or garage door, which is the case for any.
So I'm sorry, I missed the latter part of it. So
Either jumping over this fence to that,
Yep.
or running in when a car pulls up, who does it kind of.
yeah,
jump
cross
there.
into the building.
Right, which is something that's just.
So I see some gaps in that, maybe it's just my understanding, but you get the garage doors, but then your cars basically going through the building and extend it out. Yeah, but there are cars, the cars that are parking on the west side are parking through the building, so there's a fence around that area that terminates back at the building.
Up here, against the building, comes across, comes back down, and right here, there'll be a gate, because this is the reference to the building, again, they might have a door open or a door in.
simply?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, there is one. We've got it on this side of the.
All right, let's still stick with the access and egress. So the fire department will have free and clear access around the entire building then. You're telling me now there's going to be a gate back there in the back parking lot? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, so you're talking about walking. So the maximum distance you can give is 2 feet. So you gotta give me access. So if you're giving me access to the sides, then you gotta give me 20-foot clear. Not, you don't have
With
13 and a half.
20 feet
So-
wide unobstructed access sides. of the building.
So you can't still use property line of the building and stick a sidewalk. It's not works. Clear. So you gotta give me one of those drive aisles. You need to go. Then I can. The building's 200 feet, so I'm supposed to be able to get it. So the left is 300, the depth is 100.
Right.
Yeah. So someone's gotta do the, someone's gonna do the exercise. So if you're, furthest you can send me on foot is 2 feet. Okay. So that means you gotta give me at least one, in my opinion, I'd have to look at it further. You have to at least give me one drive aisle that can have 20 foot. And then now to get to the back corner of the building, then you can play the measurement game from the front corner, from the diagonal corners to get to the bottom.
Right, and I just so I'm clear, 'cause I remember when we talked, we spoke last on the phone. Always said, you pull in here. Pull in here. Sorry.
Yes, but you now constructed 20 foot with the sidewalks.
That was assuming that there was going to be 20-foot aisle width unobstructed getting in. the side.
So it's just a curb?
Yeah, and we can make this all pavement.
Yeah.
Just 20 feet of pavement right up to the building.
Yeah, that's gonna be pervious
That's
asphalt.
up the front, if he's okay with that approach. I don't know, is that just a walkway?
Not even a wall.
Yeah, it's just a planted area at the moment, so we could make that part of the drive aisle.
Yeah, see, I don't, you're gonna lose the planting.
So that was part of the screening for the garage. You wanted that to be screened off.
So what is my clear width? You got 20 from the building to the property.
It's 18.
Oh,
So you got 2 foot of screen. Where are my entrance and exits to the building? It's at the pedestrian, not the cars. You got 3 in the front,
Right.
and nothing is going out into the back of the building.
1 inch.
And that's to get to that path. So can you shift the building 2 feet to the left, to the south, right? Or is that gonna hurt the exit?
No, it's one-way travel coming in, so they can have a 14-foot travel.
Maybe approach on the setback.
You have relief on the side that
Somebody
setback
give me one second.
anyway, right?
We're at 20 feet.
We don't have relief,
I don't
we
think
need it
We have
sides.
relief on the
Oh, you
front.
met the
We
side
have
yards.
front and rear setback relief.
The minimum side yard is 15. We have 20 on both sides.
Yeah,
15 on the side.
they could squeeze it
You can
over.
make it. You got 5, you got.
Yeah.
Five feet.
We're at
Yeah.
the
We
setback.
can get the play, so if you shifted it 2 feet to the south, it'll give me my access to the north. So now I can run the front of the building, and run the north side of the building. And then you need my travel distance around. But you
Does that
gotta,
have
you
a
gotta.
landscape?
Setbacks on the side yard is 15. So we have-
Oh, I'm sorry.
14.
Yes, we have.
So you could shift the building 5 feet to this.
You have up to, you don't have to.
But you're also a preference on which direction.
Well, they're at 18 right now, correct? So you,
There's an 18 foot, the pavement is 18 foot.
So all
20
you-
feet to the building.
so all you need is 2 more feet.
Right.
So that's 2 foot shift.
Shifted. I prefer you did, that you give us,
Setback's only 15 feet there.
because I try to go in the other way.
Yeah, residential.
Clarification on that. The reason to shift the building is to maintain the garage screening. If you need 20 feet
Yes.
and we're trying to screen the garage, then you're trying to get your 20 feet.
Yeah,
Right?
that,
So
that is, that doesn't provide the screening, so we want to,
is there,
what do you have for with the screening there? 2 feet?
2 feet?
So then you have to shift it over 4 feet.
So it's going to have implications of parking. Is there something maybe we could do differently on screening?
Screening.
One side landscape screening, and the other side some other
Yeah,
type
no,
of screening.
absolutely, we can work that
It's
out.
shifting the building.
Yeah.
Like
Problem on. Problem on, yeah.
You're still gonna probably have to use them, but what you do, you probably have to move the foot to the screen. Even if you do some kind of hardscape on the north side,
But it might not
still come out.
It could be on the building. Okay.
But you have inconsistencies, so you don't make my entrances weird. So that's cut down, what, 40?
That's a different issue.
That's for you to figure out.
Well, our side, our side is 20 feet.
That's what I thought.
Is it?
Side of 20 is 20 feet.
So there it is. Yeah, different zone.
Okay,
So let's just leave it the way it is. And look at an alternate form of screening for that side. of the garage.
In the-
Yeah.
And there's no obstruction. Yeah.
Okay. Let's stick with the architecture of the building. I want to go over the floor plans and the front, side, rear elevations. Usage of that garage, ground floor level.
Yeah, it's straightforward. I included what I think.
We're talking about an 8-story building now,
7-story.
7-story. Height is,
It's 80.
Yep.
we haven't applied for front. Yeah, you have no other conditions.
Just real quick on the.
Are they allowing those parking pits? Conservation?
Yes.
I know this is an earlier rendering that we really stuck to in terms of the appeal precedent. From our 3D model, so building flares up to the south, 7 stories, couple setbacks. This is the main entrance here, so it's slot up the building. So this is the main entrance, this is the retail spot. This is all lobby, and this is all perforated screening into the garage, but it would be very subtle.
How much commercial is it?
About 800 square feet. One unit, yeah. That's good ceiling height, right at the corner. A lot of, activating the entry, a lot of glass all the way from the corner to, there.
So what we have done in the past, where we have garage in the front of the building, I know you have screening there. We had constructed a planter in front of that garage wall, with shrubbery and plantings to help buffer it.
Nice green strip that we can actually.
What do you have in front from there to the back of sidewalk to work with? 2 feet.
Yeah, so that should be,
So a 2-foot wide planter,
yeah.
that whole length from here.
We can work with landscape on the right species. Some of it can climb and some of it can.
Yeah, and if you look at other developments, particularly the beach house on the New Babies Boulevard, they did the same thing.
Yeah.
After the maturity, you can see these panels that you have in the garage.
And these panels are pretty interactive. Fun. It's a corrugated pattern, but it has some vertical play on it. So there'll be a rhythm. So it'll be like 2-inch vertical, and then over a 6, and then a 2, and then we shift it up above. So it starts to move a little bit, but It's not too busy and it's kind of blends away.
It won't be like a steel mesh or anything like that.
No, it'll be higher, and I could get some photos of the sample.
Yeah.
And show you guys.
You still at 50%? Still at 50%.
We're at like 75.
Do you want to have a conversation with me earlier than later about command center?
Okay. Yeah, we had met on that and. You want to review that right now?
I know that. Okay.
Okay, so what we did on the command center, we located on a site in Milwaukee, we do a request and from that. So, standard second floor, so the building is 114 units. It's a 1 studio, 1 bedroom, 1 bedroom den, 2 bedroom, 2 bedroom. That's across the floor, most of the bedrooms like 2 bedrooms in the corner. That 1 bedroom, water heating in the front, the water heating.
You point my stairs. Let's see one.
That main stair and main stair here.
Where's your mechanical room?
Mechanical
That's all right. We can get to it after.
basement. I mean, the ground floor has all these building spaces. That's just, you know, there's no way at all. So we do have this electrical room on the second floor to get a blend. And relative to our main telephone room and fire alarm closet and that all.
Just be aware that no water pipes can go above the electrical panels or any electrical equipment. It has to be above 6 feet, I believe. We ran into some issues with that.
Yeah, I think we communicated that since,
The switch gear is going to be up in the second floor.
yeah, we have no plumbing open. We have. Which year?
We just switch gear. You get a pop. And meet the rating.
Right. Second floor is building a steel frame, so 2-level steel frame, like 1A, 5 levels of active fire. Also on the second floor, we have a tenant space that is work from home though. This corner is directly above the retail entry, so that's why it's the opportunity to place that corner, activate that. Level 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Layout. Level up. Level 6, we start to just step back. Front of the building. Come on, the building, start to step here, start to see, you know.
Yeah, what's the depth of that setback?
Yeah, it's about 6.5 feet. So, no balcony or anything that, so step all the way back. So the top 2 floors, which are the ground, which rendered part on that, are all, those are all in line with the main slot that comes up the middle, which is the entrance.
So this setback is 6 feet also?
Yeah, so this all this setback, it's 2 stories here, 1 story here, and that comes all the way down there. So there's a little hole in there, and that essentially will go all the way down. And then rounding out the amenity space, off to the south, this corner here, with an amenity lounge or hang out, beach,
So I have, according to my, okay, we have 2-bedroom units, 104 1-bedroom units.
Yeah, so I have
Common studios.
the ratio right here is 114 units. It's 34 studios right now. It's we have 7 1-beds, 42 1-bed dens. So
I'm just calculating number of bedrooms, total number of bedrooms, and I have 124 bedrooms.
no 104. Total bedrooms.
Yeah.
We're-
That's for our soil mitigation fee. It's based on bedrooms. $110 per bedroom.
Yeah, you have more than that. You had actually maybe that's right.
The studios and the 1-bedrooms are considered 1 bedroom.
Yeah, so you have 18, 31.
Yeah, 34 studios, 7 1-bed, 42 1-bed.
Yeah.
What else?
18 beds.
We have 18 2-bedrooms.
Yeah,
You got 18 plus 30.
30 for total. So that's 49. I got one. You don't get the- Oh, is that?
He said
Yeah,
studios are one.
Right.
One,
Yeah.
yeah. It's 100. It's 145.
Yeah, so it's basically 114 plus 18.
So that'll, when we issue the site plan review report, that II fee will be calculated as two bedrooms site plan report based on 145 bedrooms. There is a community improvement trust fund component also because we sought relief for various number of reasons. So with that, I did a calculation of the parking. The relief you got allowed you to add additional 40 1-bedroom units. Yeah. So your CIT fee was based on the square foot construction cost, 40 bedroom, 40 units, 1-bedroom units. 3% of that. So I'll need the average square footage of the units in the building.
Yeah, and I have that right. I can do that right now.
All right, give me that.
I could also send you this breakdown, but studio average is 468.
Yeah.
1 bed is 703. 1 bed den is 713. 2 bed is 996. 2 bed den is 1031. Weighted average, yeah, weighted average 70.
783, that's a number. So it'll be 783 times 40 units, 3% of that. construction cost will go into it.
What do you got going on there?
So roof, just one, stair comes all the way up, you have an elevator pop-up.
Can you go back? I just want to understand the amenity space a little further and some about on the upper levels. It's a little confused by the ISO.
So amenities, not all that stuff. One of the amenities,
Any fire features?
we were hoping in grill, but we're now looking at small availability of gas, so
Because I won't be propane on that. Want to go electric? Got an issue up there, I have a lot of. Yeah, so we got, this is, sorry, 7.
Yeah,
So you got some personal balconies on some units.
yeah, some units have both sides of the wrap around the lounge, and then two off the front have
What are those constructed?
Those are going to be, wood frame on the wood and on the podium level. And anything that's on the is not component. These essentially were going to be taken up to the end, and then we're going up to. We're looking at drainage and things like that. I'm not trying to do that.
Fire protection. Sorry.
RW Sullivan.
So. Anything to say? There's no access to that, right? So there's a setback, but that's just roof structure. Right?
No access to it.
So based on what I'm seeing, the only level that has problem is, so,
Now there's someone on the corner here, popping here. You'll start to see them popping out here on the sides. On the sides, we can't have them on the front because of the setback, but here we can because
Right.
the building pushes back.
Yeah.
We can have them on the sides. They're above your 20 feet there. So we have a couple on that side, a couple on this side, and a couple at the very top, like on that roof or popping out. Everything else is Juliet's. Little access. Have it on the back, just to give-
Where are you, again, where are your elevator located?
This is a bank elevator, so bank of elevator, all the way up there, elevator lobby, check me out. So there's no horizontal fire separation, over here, so, generator.
well, you get the elevator lobby,
Right,
right?
and the elevator lobby, right around.
Yeah, but you still need some pressurization.
We don't need the pressure on the stairs based on the IBC. That's based on the overruling of the 75 feet above the fire department. This is about the highest occupancy floor.
Send me that code.
Yeah, for the. Sort of, it's a.
75.
75 for that, to the floor, not to the roof. In IBC, they make it 70 to the roof, but not within 10.
Give us a quick summary of your exterior materials.
Yeah, exterior materials, sure. It's, color is still being worked on here, so what we have is that, out of corrugated, out of vertical corrugated panel with a more random pattern along the base here. Yeah, of course, the rest of the building is two-tone corrugated, more of a wavy corrugated pattern, horizontal to give a sense of sort of a modern look of a platform, and a little bit tighter. And then we have fiber cement and every 2 floors. So corrugated metal, fiber cement and our main band on the end, I did overhang. Such as one or as well as the staff. Everything else would be a fiber cement afterwards. Top levels, such as a hard. The back is two components of that. Two exposures, exposure of all fiber cement with real adopted and parking, transformer, side. Sides.
So on the south face of the building,
there won't be any landscape strip there, so we'll be looking at an alternate. You're showing corrugated.
Yeah, it was either north or south, but something
Yeah.
for the screen on the sides.
Details on that, and the details on the plant on the farm.
You know, maybe better to do on the north side of the building, because I think we have the glass wrapping around the corner already, so it'll just be the glass.
This is where they.
Okay. We can go to the site plan and utilities.
This is the creating utility plan. We'll come up from the street, up to the garage elevation here, we're about, or so up, where we enter the garage back here, we'll get back up, just rear here. As you mentioned previously, all of these are going to be porous asphalt, due to the groundwater elevation. So it handle storm water, we're going to go with porous asphalt, so we don't have a little bit of stone underneath, like stone here in certain sections, so we can look back, it's as much as 18 inches where along the driveways, it's as little as like the minimum, we have is 12 inches below it to meet your conservation requirements. But water and fire come out front next from here, the gas up here as well. Sewer.
Let me ask you about the drainage. So you have some filtration that we were talking about underneath the pavement and whatnot.
That is correct.
It's designed for 25 years old.
It is, that is correct.
You also have some type of an overflow from the system
That is correct. Yes.
to the drainage system too.
That's correct.
Okay, so that drainage in the street, if I'm not mistaken, is safe.
Yeah, it's owned by DOT. That's
So
right.
you'll, need a permit with them to discharge to that.
Yep, yeah, we're actually currently in the process of working with them. But yes, there is for this larger section back here, so basically where that bigger stone bed I just mentioned. The building roof rings will discharge into that stone bed beneath, and then this section along the rear, all will infiltrate directly back there. There is a schedule 8-inch pipe that will sit, it'll sit 8 inches or 10 inches below grade, just above the top of the stone bed. So if that thing were to ever fill up or surcharge, once the water reaches that level, it will discharge up.
You have some pumps that you talked about for the parking, those discharge some way to that system also.
So yeah, we're working on that now to try to make sure that we can transformer in the back corner here, working with National Grid. They said this will be commercial, working on connection points now. 6-inch fire, 6-inch water, and then
So let's go to water.
yeah,
You're showing connection to, there is an 8-inch line in the middle of Benton Street.
correct. Yeah, there are 3
So,
MWR.
right, there's a bunch of MWRA, and then the city has some infrastructure there. That 8-inch line, we don't have record of how far down Bennington goes.
Right.
So if that's somewhere that you're looking to tie into, then you need to make sure that that main line goes far enough for you. If it doesn't, you're looking to still connect to it, then we're going to need to extend it. Just, to put it in context, the building next door, in 45, the services go all the way across the street. There's a 6-inch line at the back of sidewalk on the other side.
Okay.
So you may be looking at tying in somewhere there. I can tell you, I'm pretty sure that both of those lines are cast iron.
Okay.
So keep that in mind.
Yep.
As far as the water goes, I'm gonna need a demand, estimated demand, so we can run it through our model, and make sure that we have adequate service. For you. And then also for the water, you need a permit, obviously MWRA.
Right.
Require a permit. If you're going across the street, it's going to be hairy, getting across the 3 lanes that are there. you're gonna come out to where we are, to the middle, and like I said, I don't have record of how far down that main goes. But I think you only interact with two of them.
Yeah, correct, yeah. Yeah, we're in the process of working with MWR right now, so
There's the hydrant up front, right?
there is, yes, it's,
Way down.
it's right here, it's almost right in the center of the building.
So yeah, those are all of them. So there's a hydrant in front of the ECI pump station, way down almost in Boston.
Yep.
That ties into the six.
Okay.
There's also a hydrant in front of the VFW on the other side, that ties into the six. I think that I'm sorry, I think the hydrant in front of your building ties into the eight. Again, I think it's, something we're gonna have to look into. We're gonna, require hydrant flow tests. In any case, so that should flush out, if intended, at that point. So just keep that in mind, there's some hurdles there in terms of the water.
There's a whole lot of buildings in place that would hide this.
Yeah, so the fire service and the water, we six and eight, everything.
I think both six.
And we can hopefully off of that.
Yeah, that's the plan. It's only everything works out correctly.
So again, there's some hurdles with fire, the water goes. I'm trying to tell you about the bigger hurdles for sewer. The actual water, could you use hydrant there? The hydrant outdated? So I can take a look at if we had done an inspection on that hydrant anytime recently. You can see what condition it's in. I think we did it, so I think that it's operational. But I'll have to check it.
Where it's like directly in the center of the break.
It's in the middle of it. There's three lots, so it's in the middle of the first.
Yeah, it's directly, it's almost directly in the center.
Okay, so then as far as sewer goes, you're showing tie into that manhole. It's actually an access manhole for force main, the building next door. And you're not going to be able to run gravity out here. You're going to end up with some type of injector pump. Our gravity line only comes down as far as Everard, and it's only about 5-6 feet. To put it in context, that building next door has a force main that runs all the way down to Crescent. So that manhole that you see is an access point for the force main. There's another one further up. It's another access point for that force main.
So this is the entirety of this from the sewer to all four.
Yeah, for that building. So your design is going to have to be probably something similar to that, where your force main is going to end up dumping in further down, probably at the bottom of Crescent or further up in that. Crescent has the sewer there is maybe 15 feet deep. So it obviously has a little bit more capacity than the 4 or 5 feet of gravity that's on benefit. Along those same lines, I'm going to need an estimate of the sewer discharge. We base it on 10 gallons per bedroom. And that's another number that we need to run through our sewer model. So there may be some improvements that need to happen in that. But that's, there's some issues just with distance of sewer. And then again, with the DOT, you have a discharge permit for your stormwater, you're going to end up with access permit for the street.
Correct. Yeah, it's yeah, it's actually pretty much it's in this room here, right?
It's elevated above the fire, area.
Yeah, you're right here. This.
Where is that? Right up. Right up.
Keep in mind, too during construction, we've done all these. I don't know what was here before. I recall the gas station, who knows what. There may be utilities in the ground that have been abandoned, those all, no garage. So any utilities that are there that have been come out to their respective names. Allowing utilities to be abandoned.
He did. I think it's good now.
And then the other thing that's a little separate from utilities is the unit designations. If you can provide me a list of units by floor, I know you said there's one commercial unit. If you give me a list of units by floor, then I would draft a letter to officially designate addresses to the post office and to emergency. Sorry.
Well, anyway, the site plan review report will list and enumerate all these conditions. Expectations, so we'll get that report shortly. Once you have that, you'll meet with the fire department, probably again, and again, to go over some of the facility details. Then you can apply for your claim to be building permit. But at what point did you get your order conditions?
Actually, I have the date right here and I have a copy of it right here.
Yeah. I'm sure we will. Right?
Date of issuance was February.
It'll all be in the report.
Yeah.
We'll file the building permit. Upload the recorded copy of the order conditions recording, as well as the ZBA.
Yeah. So actually fire protection units doing tier 1, and in their tier 1, they're doing elevations for the fire pump as well as dry valves. Running into chronic problems with children on the sides, and I'm making a move. So they're redoing the dry valves into other areas and repiping. So they're required in the tier 1 to do it. A lot of them aren't doing it. It's, the room needs size and it's not.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. You'll be getting the site plan review report in the meantime as you progress with your building design with the engineer, as well as the fire department.
We'll be looking also for setting erosion control. For stormwater.
You got it. Yeah, I'll get you a copy.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what your preliminary findings, if there are any, very stated, if there are any utilities, existing utilities on site. Cut it on the.
I haven't run into anything yet. Okay.
Gentlemen,
All right,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Appreciate the comments.
Next up is the Alden Fire Station on Toy Linway.
These guys.
Should be quick.
All the notes.
Good morning, I'm Chris.
Yes, Chris, thank you. You have the Mylar and the copies.
Yeah, start off with the plan.
Yep.
So you're submitting the approval not required plan for the subdivision of property owned by the Department of Conservation, REC, DCR. And what we're showing you here is a property plan of the existing fire station, the fire station, and the property which it's entailed, which is a little over 15,000 square feet. We labeled here as lot 1. Then adjacent to and owned by the city. Then the parcel next to it is triangular piece is owned by really the Commonwealth of Massachusetts under the control of DCR. And this property, as you can see underneath from the property plan, is the MBTA bus turnaround and pickup in this location. We are subdividing the DCR property so that we can obtain access to the roadway, to the section of the Linway for the fire station access. and egress.
So you show lot B and this lot A. What's this lot two?
The lot 2 is the whole lot.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Right. So lot 1 is all of what's owned by the city of Revere. Lot 2 is all of what's owned by the DCR. We didn't bother with 3, 4, and so forth, but so we're subdividing lot 2 into lot A and lot B. Okay. So here's the Mylar and, I'm sorry, Paul. And, I'm sorry, here's the Mylar. So we could, when we submit this today and maybe electronic file. From there, also, Cam goes on as our project engineer from Grant Consulting, both with the architects in charge of the project. So now from having theoretically acquired that property, we are now proposing a new building fire station in the location of the existing property line, the proposed parcel A of the A&R, and then we're also working within the the building itself is about a little over 8,000 square feet. Finished floor is 11.5. That's using NAVD 88 elevations. And we're showing access, as is today, out to the ramps, the 1A ramps up to Mass DOT. And access is from the Linway, the roundabout circle here. We come into the fire station itself with their ladder truck, another truck into this section of the building. We come out onto the concrete apron and we check the turning radius. We can make it onto the Linway heading northbound and southbound. We understand that we still need more permits from other state entities, including Mass DOT, DCR. Just to note, last year we obtained an order of conditions from the Conservation Commission. The property is within the 100-year floodplain, not as much as what you might see if you looked on the FEMA maps. But at any rate, we went through the process with the Conservation Commission.
Yeah, we're in the presence right now doing a resiliency study for this whole area based on 2030, 2070 Mass Coastal Risk Model. So your first floor elevation now is 11 and a half.
Yeah.
We're going to have AECOM take a look at this, and they may make some recommendations for floodproofing for this fire station. Okay. And look at some elevations.
The flood elevation out here is 10.0.
Yeah.
So just the FEMA map showed that tend to come right up to pretty darn close to the existing building location. But that's, as you know, done through photograph. Right, that's the blue. Right. But we found that the 10 contour, I don't have that plan with me, conservation, but to be closer into the Linway. But still, we had a piece of it on our property, so that prompted the submission to the conservation. Yeah, we're working on some resilient stuff in Boston too, so we'll understand the implications to that. But we did put ourselves, we felt a good foot.
Is the variance issue that was issued recorded already? Those two deeds?
Paul station.
I'll call. What are the conditions to that recorded?
I believe that was recorded. I'll check on that. But I think it's a 3-year before we have to do. But right now it's still timeline.
So just point, the buses travel
I'm sorry. Yeah. So the
this
bus,
way.
where they
So
come.
we're not going against the flow.
Right. In that general direction. We don't know how long the bus will situation will stay given other projects in the city. But we're aware of that. We're following the same situation.
What did you end up with 14, 15 parking spaces, counting the ones on the street?
Yeah, kind of. Now, the ones on the street still have to be approved by the DCR. We still need, as we were saying, an access permit for that, as we do for Massfield. I don't know whether we'll actually get these parking spaces or not. That's yet to be seen. But for this purposes, for the plan, we'll want to show everything that we hopefully do.
And you put curb ramps here and here for pedestrian access to the park.
We also moved the monument. So I can see underneath it, the monument from my finger is to a little bit further north. So this is our general layout. We're going to let Cam take us through.
Any retaining walls at all necessary?
Yes.
Retaining wall on one side here. I think at its highest it was 5 feet.
4 to 6. Not at this time.
And that runs from where?
Yeah, the roads.
Okay.
And we do have room for board. Try to bring for drainage, currently we have the building roof leader attaching to a new manhole right here, which we tie into an existing drain line on site, going to an existing drainage manhole that we have to adjust the rim on that. Parking lot, we're using a subsurface Coltex system. We take everything, including half of the monument area. Pretty most of it, and anything, like a larger 100-year storm is the only storm that was actually talking over that.
Yeah, it's sized for the 25-year storm.
Yes.
We have some type of an overflow for larger storm.
Yeah, we have an outlet control structure right here. And then the plan would be to discharge to an existing drain manhole where you would have to cross the discussion step water line from the URA. So that would be part of getting a permit for construction in the area.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So in the discussions with DCR, you're getting a permit from them to be in the street, but also to discharge to the drains.
Yeah, we haven't put it in DCR just yet, because right now, I'm not sure if they know. So there's lots of discussion, but I also not feel too. But otherwise, the site's relatively flat.
Do you have any kind of proposed landscape plan for one of the buildings?
Right now, it's the monument and it's grass and it's concrete sidewalk. It's not, right now, we don't have any plantings designed. Well, I'm not sure if that's.
We haven't done that yet. Eventually, I think we will do some minor planting.
Yeah, what do we
Maintaining
have
This tree, yeah.
that's coming out?
No, that's
No,
staying.
it's staying.
So this is one
Right.
area, so you have opportunity here to put some trees in.
Yeah.
Well, the flag, we have a flagpole with 5 feet in front, and then got some side here.
The backside is 1A, so probably 3-1 waste.
No, I'm just concerned about the public view of the building.
Yeah. And then, and also with the Mass DOT, both the access permit and a drainage permit. Do we have one right now going to the system here?
Oh, no, no.
Right, so then maybe we can escape. But that would be a decision that they'll make when we make that submission. So we'll make an access permit submission.
Actually,
We'll talk to them about whether they want us to get a drainage permit. They don't like any water coming into their infrastructure. So we're doing everything we can to avoid that situation.
Public access to the building for community meetings to.
So here, there's actually an exit door there.
Meeting room is right there.
We have the architectural plans.
Yeah.
Where's the, so this is a great one, the utility, the water and sewer.
Yeah, it's great. Utilities.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, you do have a dumpster here, right? There it is.
This is the
Yeah, yeah, we just got to screen that dumpster.
Yeah.
Added.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to go to utility plan, you want to see, or you want to show you,
Don't utility.
this is great. We like to separate the two, because they can get out there.
So for the water, we're showing two separate locations. I believe that was two conversations.
Yeah.
You got
A
it.
domestic, a fire, and then housing.
Gas tying directly to the existing gas gate, which also across the water.
And the sewer, that's here.
And the sewer is right here.
So you're tying into the existing line.
Right.
Uh,
And we could,
How
we
we
can put
time
a, we can put a man.
Yeah, if there's an angle point there, then I'd rather run into it. The other thing too is if this is gonna stay, the service line, we need to look at, video it and potential, we got CIP or something. You know,
Take a line, and we'll take a look at it first.
we just wanna make sure that it's not a liability, that we have a sensitive building and all of a sudden.
Right.
Sewer service.
No. All right, so we didn't put it into this plan, because we wanted to make sure that we're all looking at the same plan, but we will have a manhole that end.
You have drains in the engine bays that go in.
Yeah, we have it's just the trench stream form across here. Oh, that's okay. But then it's still-
That gets treated and goes into the well.
Yeah, that's all, yeah, that'll be done. The treating and the collection is inside the building.
How big is the existing sewer service now? 6?
10-inch.
Oh, it's 10. Yeah.
Talk about the gas again, instead of the cut off right in the street.
Yes.
What's the existing service for the building now?
Yeah.
So we'll see you going down the anchor required. So that's
Right. Yeah,
so
that's
that
gonna
will be modified.
that's gonna be their fault.
Right.
But that, you need a letter from National. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get that one done.
And also your- Yes.
So that has to go, so.
Yeah. It's inside. There's a commercial kitchen here also.
The residential kitchen?
This is a residential kitchen. So I'm asking this.
What does it consist
Standard residential kitchen, it's stove top. It's kind of a,
It's a commercial.
so it's not an, there's no
It's not
answer
an
system, so it's a,
Well, you may need.
So the reason I was asking is, because of the need for strap or grease and stuff like that. So depending on
You,
size.
you want that upstairs? I'm gonna right out.
So
It's not bad.
you need
No.
size.
We got a 6 burner stove.
Should have.
Looks like it.
That should, it's commercial. Well, still.
So then you have
Mine.
yeah, well, it would be, It's really an R2 use up there, so it's residential.
I understand, but. You know, I know it's not a commercial
Right.
kitchen, but you have.
So
It
it's not
depends.
really, it's not having.
It depends on how often they use it,
Right, it's not a commercial, it's not, so
how often you're using it.
once a day, like a family.
How many firefighters?
Well, it's like how much equipment, you're not gonna have a police lot,
No,
it's just a 6 burner, so.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Get a residential 6 burner stove.
You're not even gonna do the wall.
I
You do a
understand
six
that.
burner.
You're like 3 days.
Two days, just a regular. Little days when you soap them. And start water,
What's some, use trap up there?
that might not be a bad idea, honestly.
we typically do.
You have a
We
good trap.
typically do.
Up where the, you know, fixtures are or when the steps are down. So, have to capture the grease on it.
So I'm done, so we gotta do oil water separator coming up, well, you know, we're gonna need a grease separator coming up. Could we co-locate those, or is that something, depending on how the lines?
I don't think they understand it. A piece of equipment really is still good.
Yeah, but,
Ask Johnny Chiarella about it.
yeah, but they're cooking for a lot of guys.
So I understand that.
It's a lot of- And you can, you know, can maybe look at it, have it inside if it's maintained and it's empty on it.
I don't think market's a bad idea.
Well, I
Based
don't-
on,
I don't see an outside 1,500.
no,
I see maybe one with the sink, it's going to have a 3-bay sink. If it's a regular kitchen sink, 25 by, I don't see where you. With a disposal. If it's a residential kitchen, why would you want to put these?
A lot of grease.
So I'm
I
gonna,
know
I think
that
it's
in the
gonna
house
be.
you don't-
These firefighters.
You gotta capture
a lot
so
of
I have to be quiet on, out myself, but we cook a lot.
A lot of bacon.
It's either gotta be inside or out.
It's not a bad.
Okay, no, I mean, we typically do that in fire stations.
Let's move on.
Okay, so there's you.
One last question.
Oh, yeah.
These sidewalks all being replaced, concrete sidewalks on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of the point about construction.
Are we going to replace even along the backside, so that we're not taking that part of the property, we're just gonna do a curb cut, so those sidewalks will probably remain, right?
We'll look at the condition for,
Yeah, they're pretty-
yeah,
But there might, Frank, there might be some, we got the curb cut here, use sidewalk, we do condition right here.
What are they now? Are they asphalt?
Concrete, yeah, so we may end up leaving a portion. It's not elevations.
Yeah. It's not how you're gonna reset the curb. Oh, okay. Move on.
so here's the floor plan.
So we have apparatus 3 days here. Suitable ladder truck, drive-through. The decontamination facilities are here. Turnout gear stored here. These are exhausted separately. Workshop, electrical one here. Part of the business operations happen here. We have a lobby, and then the community room is here that has a second egress back here. Storage, fitness room in the back corner. Upstairs is all residential.
But the circle's over here, I would.
Scott Dumpster enclosure.
So the community room runs along.
Public bathrooms.
But
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Then we have the second floor.
Then we're solar ready.
A lot of solar panels.
It's a lot of solar panels.
That's it.
not putting, make it.
What are you using for building materials?
We're looking at brick, granted, red brick. Kind of ideas to sort of mimic one of these old traditional warehouse buildings. We don't have a very symmetrical, this long extended thing.
We haven't really finalized. That's right where we are right now. So as we pick those, we'll send up renderings to you.
Yeah.
To get your final approval.
Oh, they might need guardrails on the roof if the solar panels are closer than 10 feet to the roof
Yeah,
line.
yeah, so we got for parapet up there.
Not enough.
So you may want to.
So if we do the
42
solar
inches.
panels,
Yeah, so right now for the schematic, solar panels are 10 feet away. So I use a array on the outside. So right now we're making ready. We're not based on negotiations with Engrid or other suppliers, and they may provide the roof to them. So we'll make that on there.
Okay. Anything else? It's fine. We'll get a final second report to you and see from there. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So. Paul, what's the schedule for the start construction?
What do we look at, Paul? Sorry.
Late fall.
We just got the bids in for demo, so that's.
Okay, thank you, guys.
All right, appreciate it, Frank.
Thanks for everything.
And then Frank, you've got the,
Yeah, I have that. I'll take care of that. All right, 190 Shirley Ave, 191 Shirley Ave. Guys,
you all flush?
Good. Hey. Frank, how you doing? Hey, yeah.
Busy man, huh?
Everybody's above ground, awesome.
I have a site visit, 12:30, so you don't see me travel along for a while.
All right.
So Pete Blaisdell from Williams Brothers, civil engineer, David Parksy, as well, knows very well, project architect. With this handsome guy, Wood Jarros, is the project manager, and the more handsome guy is the guy that builds, Greg Lesion. So that's it. So, all right. So 191 Shirley Ave. It's a existing building, not in an L shape. Total parcel is about 14,179. That's fronted on the Shirley Ave, and I'm not sure that the only access to the property is up on shore. And that's going to remain the same. The existing building is going to be modified. I'll get into that. Mr. Parson explained it. This section here is going to be raised. It's about 2,162 square feet. It has all public utility connections off of Shirley Ave. There's a gas line here and here. We're still working on some of the utility connections. Fire department's gonna have some questions about that. We're still working on the road, but it will be coming. The entire parcel is covered in this area now. It's not going to change. There's no wetlands or source areas here, flood zones, anything that's not required. We've already, as somebody else knows more about, we've already received a height variance in the fields. That's correct. I don't know. And I apologize. The 1/7 statement has a little bit of a different configuration. The change some of the parking in the dumpster over. That's why I gave this second sheet. So what we're proposing is to provide same thing. We're going to have our access off North River Road, 18 off-street parking spaces. I have a proposed dumpster here. We We are going to be making sure that the fencing along the property here, the grade is still being worked out. So if you have some questions about it, I'm going to be giving you an updated plan anyways. And we're also going to give you an updated plan for the size of the water services, the sewer, and all. So we'll make sure that that's all. That's one of the overall picture for that. So that's one thing that I figured you and I were going to have a discussion about anyways. Like I said, it's all hers now. We're not changing it. I'm going to look at the geotechnical report to see if there is an opportunity for us to put some of the roof into the ground. This parking, as you know now, is open to the air. This dashed line is where the new structure is going to be kind of overhead of the parking. So technically, the only parking surface that's going to be exposed to the air is here. This is all going to be roof runoff. So I'll take a look at it and see what the soils look like. If we have an opportunity to put a little bit around and discuss it. Other than that, no real changes as far as where the utilities are going to come in. We're going to make sure that the sidewalk complies with all the city details. As far as your utility connections are going to be as you want them.
We'll just have the water now. That's fire and now.
Good question. I don't think it does. I think it just does.
Everything comes off the shore, yeah.
I believe everything is off true. Yeah. There's gas, there's sewer.
Yes, that's right.
There's another another line here, and another gas line that comes in the back. So we're gonna, I'll take that. I get a little more information from the.
This one is shade, so that's the building above is sending out basically.
Yes, correct. Correct. This is all going to be under the roof now. So that's basically it. It's kind of just a rehab.
Yeah. So reaching the size of the sewer and water for, do you have for existing?
I'm not sure. We went through all the city's records, and I don't believe they had the sizes of it now. I could be mistaken, but I don't remember seeing any plans. Nick and Francesca were kind enough to send me everything. We have all the sizes of the mains on the street. That's all pretty well documented. I'm sure they have update, but as far as what's coming in now, I believe
We have 1 4-inch sanitary and 2 1-inch water.
okay. So here's your. So
Those two waters will come out, right?
We would cut and cap and clean the 2 new. So we have
We're gonna remove those.
Yeah, so you've got an existing 8-inch sewer here and 10-inch water. This way. The other side is gas.
No, regards to that, we're looking at trying to concentrate on utility here. Right? That's coming off. So it would be a better solution than all around. Making sure all the rest of it.
What's the height of the base?
Height of the basement, we have control over that at the moment. We're anticipating a height of 8 feet clear on the side of the structure. So we have all kinds of room.
They don't have to.
That's the intended use of the base. What's that?
You all kind of dance.
We do, yes. Well, Mr. Malaysian has owned the building for many years. That was one of the first questions that I asked because I'm building. It's across the street on all 3 corners, and the geotech suggests a water table close to the surface. But we've had really, this building has been dry for years, and when they went down, I believe where you went down, how many feet before you hit water? 5. So 5 feet down
5.5
below the
below the
existing
slab.
basement.
But we are putting a dehumidification system in, Paul.
As well
Joe
as-
Davies Engineering, it's designing it.
We're going to tear the old rat
So we
slab
can keep it
out
nice and dry.
and put a vapor barrier down and drop the grade a little bit. Right now, our clearance in there is, as you say, we're going down. We'll extend our footings for our lallies for the existing building down as well.
We're also anticipating, pump system in there as well, which
So
we
that's
did.
part of the work. Columns, so take out the slab,
Yes.
take out the-
Yeah,
You know, your outside perimeter wall that is, you're gonna be doing bits. You're gonna, if you're taking slab, you're taking the grade and base it down. That's
all
all.
the exterior footing and underpinning and that kind of business.
Yeah.
We won't need any of that. We're gonna leave a haunch at the edge.
Get into the building.
Sure. Okay, I can.
That's all yours. I'm gonna sit down.
So just to summarize building program, we're existing 6 units of retail, and we're looking at 50 additional units of residential. That will be comprised of 25 studio, 19 1, 6 2s.
5 studios.
And if you want to see, there's a summary of the building
You give us those
program.
numbers again.
Sure. Right on your sheet here, right over here. You
Thank you.
Retail, a number of retail units.
They are all staying the same size of retail units?
As far, yeah,
Yes.
yes, they are. Oh, 5-story. 5-story building. And then, more recent rendering, this is these are the renderings. One view area, it's really not much a change. See here, we have the accessible parking area here. I just want to take that and put it over here close to the elevator. It's exactly the same.
5 stories.
It's a 5-story building. Yeah, the angle of view from the rendering, doesn't set back, it doesn't show the 5th story.
They added a 5th
That's
story.
the story, but.
It's set back.
It was a 4, they added a 5th.
Setback. That was another amendment to the special permit that the original building was to create a 5-story. And that's kind of the pattern on that street, if you probably know.
What's a setback on that 5th story?
I can tell you, this building was reviewed once before. So. Changed from the time that it was. It actually varies. It goes at, it's a minimum of 5 feet and it goes up to about 9 feet. I can give you exact numbers
On
on
the face
that.
of the building. for that.
Setback from this grade is sorry that I don't have a print, but there's the setback of the building, and then the building on the other side is related. So
those won't be any balconies.
no balconies, no. Because it's surely, I wanted balconies, but because it's surely out, but. How do you guys feel about balconies? Is that something that I'm just curious because I'm doing so many buildings on that street. We've not.
Not typically on, commercials. I don't feel like that.
Okay, I'm on board with that. So yeah, so here's if you go to your to the small street on A102, you can see the configuration of the parking with the accessible space close to the elevator. That's the only real change that we'd like to pick up. Number of parking spaces and all the rest of it remain. Under the, when we went for the variance of the building height, the ward council wanted to preserve the architectural integrity of the existing building. Something, and so this
this rendering illustrates the very nice brickwork that's there, and we want to keep that. And also the pilastres between the units, we were going to clean those up, store them, add lighting, and in addition to that, we were going to replace the existing awning with the line. Also, was pretty well received.
So as far as signage for those commercial units, we just have the awning.
Yes.
It's a sign.
Yeah, you'll have Ridgedale, just as it's shown. They'll have an upper neon, but no, everybody else will stay at the Valance. In the,
A
in the
couple of
awning.
reasons for that. I mean, this
Just to
is
keep it clean
visually
and
more
modern.
accessible, keeping it off the building, creating a criteria for signage that can be varied, but within a very strict sort of sign band along the street. Like the awning projects 3'11" off the street building. We're allowed 4 feet. 3'11", so we don't-
And it's not just the architecture, Frank, gentlemen. Ira wanted me to try and keep the building live, so the neighborhood wouldn't become a ghost, you know, just a dead zone as the construction was going along.
Are there any trees there now on this, on the North Shore Road side? I know on the Shirley Ave side, we have to, no, there is a way to go because of utilities. So what we typically added was, street trees on the side. So we'll probably maybe put a couple on this side of the building.
That's
That would be
nice,
great.
yeah, I like that.
Which one, what do you want? Chanticleer?
Yeah, on the, North Shore Road. Face, yeah.
Three boxes?
I don't know how much room we have. We probably have one on the south side of the driveway, and probably three on the north side.
Okay, on North Shore.
4 on North Shore Road.
So 2 on North Shore Road?
4.
4 on North Shore Road.
Do you want to get into building finishes? or anything?
Yes.
So, this
Well,
material.
before you do that, get a number of units. What's the average square foot?
Average square footage of units. Something. On page 8.
Okay.
The studios sort of range somewhere from 425 to 460, 470 square feet. This is slightly on the larger side than some of the other buildings I'm sure we have because of the depth of the building itself. The setback that you see on Peter's drawing is a function of the fact that this lot abuts residential, so we have a 20-foot setback on that one side. There are no setback requirements on the other two sides. So as I said, so studios from 425 to 465, minus 1 bedroom are as much as 900 square feet and 2.
You didn't average those out to an average square foot.
If I had to average it out, I mean, without doing it precisely, I think pretty close to the studio's average somewhere around 445 square feet. One bed's around 900 to 910 square feet. 2 bedrooms, 935 square feet. So these are a little more commodious than some of the other micro units that we're doing.
Okay.
How far is the building on the right side from the property line?
On this side,
Is
it's
it right on,
against the
it's right on
property
the
line.
line?
I'm doing the building next door, and we're setting that building back 5 feet grade.
So that wall is gonna be 1 hour?
No, that's gonna be a 2-hour wall. This is a 3B construction. So, we'll require 2 hours.
And that wall can only have 25% openings.
No, we can't.
Can't have any?
At the 5-foot setback, yes, that's correct. We are not proposing openings on that side of it.
Okay.
Really, so the sheer
I
wall,
I'm sorry?
the sheer firewall.
It's fire. Well, it's by definition it's because it's 3B construction. It's 2-hour rated.
It's a 2-hour
I
wall.
don't think that it's technically a firewall.
What material, what exterior?
It will be, it's a combustible material that'll all be fire rated. Actually, the exterior wall is non-combustible, all fire rated.
Fire treated studs,
So at grade, we have to
sheathing,
keep up
2 layers of 5/8 FX on the inside.
It's going to be, again, glass. It's steel stuff. Double
And
drywall.
no windows.
No windows. Well, obviously, for the screen. We will be submitting, this set of drawings actually consists of many more sheets. It's at a pre-permit stage. We're doing final coordination with MEP structural. Plan. We submit, we'll have a full set.
Well, to be clear, we have a permit set in. We broke this into 2 permits. We spoke with Louis back several months ago. And our first permit is packages in, and we got kicked back out because we went back to the ZBA. So we're here before you, and we'll be meeting with the deputy chief and Code Red to do the NFPA 241, which is now complete. So our first permit package is for utilities, selective demolition, which you saw, site work, including footings and foundations, and steel through podium, and that's it. And then the second package that will come in will be in about 6 or 7 weeks when the drawings are complete, and that will be for the remainder of the building going up to it. So you're getting a glimpse of the rest of the building, which of course, Deputy Chief needs to see the entire thing before he'll release a permit, even for partial for the foundations. That made sense.
That's Louis' call. Louis wants to give you the first permit.
Yeah, he was.
Yep. So you said the 41 point done?
Yeah, it came to you last night, actually, in an email late in the day from Paul Mullen.
Don't forget fire safety.
Yes.
That's not a construction.
If there's a TMP plan in there, he included as well, Paul did. So we included both a NFPA 241 and a TMP plan.
So you haven't finished your elevation details for that?
No, we have actually, we've submitted that. Again,
Concern what they look like for the east side of the building where it's just.
everything is all drawn. It's already, where you submitted that.
You haven't, I don't see anything at this point for that side of the building.
Well, the rear, the renderings show the building on 3 sides, the side that's up against the,
Yeah, well, we're concerned how that's gonna look then. Is there gonna be any insulation in it or is this gonna be just a straight wall?
It's straight, well, but it is designed in the same sort of.
So what we're looking at on this elevation, basically, it's gonna be the same thing, but no windows.
Yeah, well,
Same
we
material.
did a little bit of design on it as well. Initially, knowing that I was doing the building next door,
Right.
I wasn't,
Yeah,
I thought maybe that
Yeah.
was gonna go right up against the wall, but it isn't. And so I've been working quite hard on that, on finding, and you'll see that when it comes down the pike. We've undulated the elevation of the adjacent building as well, so that we could be up close against this building with no openings, and then when we have,
It'll only be a short period of time with that elevation visible for those.
exactly, yeah, exactly. But still, it's a fully designed and rendered.
So the foundation of 191 is actually on the property next door, set back.
Well, yeah, the foundation, it's existing, that's why we're building up the building, which is pretty much
All right, so
right on the line.
So this building is on plan to have a file, but is he doing the foundation?
Well, we're setting, at grade, we're setting the foundation back to minimum of 5 feet.
Those new foundations.
The new, oh, this is gonna be raised completely, it's a brand new building. And I'm kind of doing working on that, trying to be creative about finding ways to do openings, but also maintain code compliance. Which is an interesting exercise.
What are you gonna be doing when your tenants start construction?
They'll be active unless there'll be times when they have to be shut down, when we lower the columns and connect them flange to flange. Once we get through their space, and that may be a day, a couple or 3 days that they'll have to be not
Yeah.
using that space.
Well, we need a pedestrian safety plan, too, so I'm sure we have.
Yeah, we have that included in the FA 241. We've got we're gonna end up applying for a pedestrian scaffold, but I've got a scaffold plan fully. lit.
So I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, but, they're two separate plans. Okay, so it might be something you're gonna have to pull out. I have a
Okay.
feeling You're gonna have to have a civil look at. Because you're basically telling me right now, you're gonna be flying steel over
Right.
that building. The lower, the hole that they had in the ceiling to make connections in the base. So that means you get a crane in the back. It sounds like you've got a lot of hairy stuff going on. It's some real risk. So.
Are you using
someone
cranes
that-
in the street?
No, you can set it.
That's the only place to set it.
Oh,
You're just not gonna set in the back, set the crane in the street?
It won't be able to set because you only have 20, we'll be able to do some of the erection from the back before the full podium gets in place. But once we're on that property line of 20 feet, the outriggers on a crane won't work on it. So we're gonna work with Jamie, which Jamie Russo, of course, is our abutter and a friend of Craig's. And our hope is to be able to utilize his lot. Well, if not, it will.
So you're talking about this one?
Yeah. So we've already had those discussions. I'm sorry?
That has to get raised before that.
Yeah, he's actually in the process right now of taking stuff down.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna clear his site, not put anything back up for a bit, he said, though. He's gotta finish this other project.
I'm just concerned if you're lifting steel over the sidewalk and pedestrians are walking by.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be fully pedestrian staging, scaffolded and lit at night. And we propose that, you'll see it in the plan, Paul, we can pull that out, but it goes down North Shore Drive and it goes all along Shirley, all the way till it goes to the bagel, the past bagel bin. So I built,
So the way I envision this, you have your TMP, and then you give that to your code consultant who's doing fire safety. And he looks at that and says, no, you can't do this, yeah, you can't do this based on access and maintaining. So that's his job. So it's two different roads that have to work together. So it's pedestrian, but it's also an occupied building with sales tax. That needs to be worked out in some great detail by the first term.
I've got to submit that.
my career was hospital building for about 20 years, early with Consigli, where I did many a rooftop where we would have the column bases ready to go, but yeah, you can't shut a hospital down now. So put the same life safety constraints in place that we would for that.
Any other questions? All right. Peter, you have some work to do on utilities. Finding out what's existing there in the building, and we're coming off of the Marshall Road, I'll show you that. So are we prepared, we'll be able to issue a site plan review report on this, so you can see the next level of stuff going for the plan review.
That'd be great.
All right.
Like I said, we'll have the updated. I'll do that.
Yeah. And you'll meet with Nick and fire department.
Anytime.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Just keep in mind, I'll send you over the red lines that we have for that, excuse me, the water work that we did last year. On Shirley Ave, the main line there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
When are you planning to top coat?
I'm not sure what the schedule is. I'll have to talk with my next one. So, yeah, we can do you guys in the first.
Thank you, John. Good to see you all.
I'm sorry.
Try to get you in there first.
Yeah, that's my hope. I think
But I mean, it's gonna depend. I don't know if there's gonna be changes to big utilities from the outside or.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be constant.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Presentation, and, try to get that out to you by the end of the week.
Thank you,
Not by
Frank.
next week.
Appreciate you getting us in today.
And that concludes our site plan review committee meeting for July 15th.